Welcome back to the Explore Parenting Growth Podcast. I'm Corey Sams.
And I'm Andrea Sams.
Today we want to do something a little different. We want to reflect on our journey as parents and share some lessons we've learned from watching our son grow into a young adult. Recently, I've been thinking about how incredible it is to see him attend the university he dreamed of, earn a full scholarship, and now beginning his professional career in software sales. As parents, it's easy to look at those accomplishments and focus on the outcome. But what I've been reflecting on is the journey, and that really got him there.
And when people see a successful young adult, they often assume it was all about the academics, the grades, or getting them into the right schools. But from our perspective, some of the most important things happen outside the classroom.
Absolutely. When I think back, one of the biggest things we tried to do was create an environment where creativity, curiosity, and initiative could grow. We didn't want our son to simply follow instructions. We wanted him to learn how to think for himself. And an example of this is in high school, he started his own podcast, he launched a clothing brand, and he learned video editing. He also explored some other business ideas as well. None of those things were required by school. Nobody was assigning those projects. Those were things he chose to pursue because he was interested in them.
And that's important because life is not just about performing well in structured environments. The real world rewards people who can solve problems, communicate, create value, and adapt. Many of those skills develop when kids are given the freedom to explore their interests.
We also wanted him to have opportunities to discover who he was. He participated in athletics because he wanted to. He competed in track and field. He was involved in mock trial. He also pursued creative projects as well. The goal wasn't to build the perfect college application. The goal was to help him discover his strengths and interests.
And that's a distinction many parents miss. Sometimes we become so focused on the outcomes that we unintentionally take ownership of our child's journey. But our role is not to script their life. Our role is to guide them while allowing them to become themselves.
Yes, and one of my favorite examples of this was during the college application process. So, like many parents, I had opinions. I thought where he should apply, what schools to go to, what he should study. But my son was very focused and he knew what he wanted to apply for. He wanted to study business. Although I really felt like some of the schools he was applying to, and specifically University of Texas, where he ended up attending, was a very challenging school to get into for business. And I tried to encourage him to apply for the School of Communications because I thought it was a safer option. But he was clear. He wanted to study business, and he knew where he wanted to apply to. Yeah. Honestly, he didn't listen to me, and I'm so glad looking back that he made his own decision and very grateful for that.
Yes, because that decision reflected something important. It reflected confidence. It reflected ownership, him taking value in what he wants to do. It reflected a young person who had learned to trust his own judgment.
Exactly. And he wasn't being rebellious. Let me just be clear about that.
Yeah.
He was being purposeful. He had developed a vision for what he wanted, and he was willing to pursue it despite the uncertainty. And as parents, that's actually what we want. We don't want children who blindly follow directions forever. We want young adults who think critically, evaluate options, and make decisions aligned with their goals.
That's one of the reasons we talk so much about developing both a growth mindset and a focused mindset. A growth mindset helps children believe they can learn, improve, and overcome challenges. But a focused mindset helps them identify what matters to them and help them to pursue it intentionally. When those two things come together, amazing things can happen.
Now, we also want to be very clear. We didn't do this alone. There were mentors, teachers, coaches, school staff, friends, family members. Many people contributed to our son's development. No parent raises a child completely on their own. and we're incredibly grateful for all the people who invested in him along the way.
One of the greatest gifts parents can give their children is access to positive influences. We all need a special village to raise our children. Children need a community of people who can encourage, challenge, and inspire them. That's something we should never underestimate.
Today, one of the things I'm most proud of is how intentional our son's been at starting his career. He chose to begin in sales, and that wasn't an accident. He made that decision because he recognized the value of learning how to communicate, influence, build relationships, and solve problems. He's thinking beyond his first job. He's thinking about the skills he'll need in the future. That's forward thinking. That's ownership, and those are qualities that will serve him for decades.
And that's really what we want, after all, as parents. That's actually very inspiring to me, that he was willing to go after something that wasn't easy. So our goal is not simply helping our children achieve success today, but helping them develop the skills, mindset, confidence, and character that they'll need for their life.
When we look back, we don't think there's one magic formula, but there were principles.
Yeah.
Principles that guided how we parented. Principles that helped us balance guidance with freedom, structure with independence, support with responsibility, and those principles help create an environment where our son could build his own path.
If you're listening and wondering, how can we do that with our own child? You're not alone. Many high-achieving parents struggle with questions like, how much should I push? How much freedom should I give? How do I help my child succeed without creating pressure or damaging the relationship? Those are important questions. And those are questions we help parents to navigate.
That's why we're excited to invite you to our upcoming no-cost masterclass, How High-Achieving Parents Raise Confident, High-Performing Kids Without Pressure, Confusion, or Damaging the Relationship. During this training, we'll share practical principles and strategies that parents can begin applying immediately.
The masterclass takes place this Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Time. We would love for you to join the live class.
You can register using the link in the comments. Thank you for spending this time with us today.
And remember, parenting is a journey.
Explore your growth.